throttle is also a 4-week season. That means you'll be striving for 4 rings.
The city of Denver is in full motion tonight as we get set to bring you the action from the... And let's...
Kevin, thanks very much. Nicole...
Sure is. Thanks, D.A. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. Then there's Hardaway. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4. And for the Nuggets, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Michael Porter. And there's Gordon. Back to Millsap. Trying to find Jokic, gets it to him. And no good. Nice D from Porzingis. Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Campazzo, guarded by Doncic. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Porter. Jokic trying to free himself up. The offensive rebound. And the shot goes in.
Such a savvy player. Love watching Jokic battle for positioning on the offensive glass.
Doncic looking it over. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Nuggets have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Outside Gordon. The kick out to Porter. To the right side. Fader on the way. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, he throws it down with such ease. That rim might as well be 8 feet off the ground.
Campazzo, guarded by Doncic. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Well, late in the season, we're seeing playoff teams resting their star players. Any excuse for lottery teams, Greg, doing the same?
Not as far as the league is concerned. I mean, if they're
right,
healthy,
exactly.
What's the goal? I mean, throwing away games is not acceptable.
No. Doncic, right side. Passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Launches it. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
A different look for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Redick comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Hardaway. Here's Harrison. Brunson covering. Pass to Jokic from outside the arc. No good that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
I thought what really stood out was how dominant they were on the offensive end. That was about as flawless as you could hope for.
Was shot by Redick, no good. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for Denver. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Yeah, always disappointing when you allow a team to come back. But as we all know, no lead is safe in the NBA.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what you really like about Porzingis going end-to-end, he does it under control, right? This guy is 7 feet and masterful in space.
Redick against Rivers. Pass to Harrison from deep. It's rebounded by Dallas. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Millsap with it. He's picked up by Doncic. 23 seconds left in the first. Here's Jokic. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
And this is where Jokic is most comfortable. The closer he is to the rim, the more effective he becomes.
To the inside. Here's Brunson. The pass to Powell. Back to Brunson. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Mavericks on top. They lead by a bucket. We've got more. And we caught it before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a
selfless. I mean, you need to put your...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
They set a physical tone in the first, and that really showed on the backboard.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
On the floor for Dallas, they've got Willie Cauley-Stein. Burke is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Melly in at the 4 spot. Rivers bounce pass. Green kicks to Harrison. Passes it to Gordon. And yes, it's good.
Well, you have to admire the strength of Aaron Gordon. This guy is adept at finding his way through intense defense.
Mavericks leading by 4. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that two-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much. Rivers looking over the floor. Here's Harrison. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's his first foul. A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Melly. Hardaway comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. Burke the pass to Richardson. Hardaway against Porter. Hardaway goes in. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney-Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year. More efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls. And I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney-Smith is a guy you can win with.
Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Mavericks leading by 8. Now here's Burke. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And another basket for Dallas.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Pass to McGee. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound. Dallas with the ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Over to the wing. Campazzo. The Nuggets with another miss.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Cauley Stein finds Richardson. No good on the triple. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Denver. A 12-point game. Basket counts.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Burke. D right on him. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Here is McGee. No points in the game yet for him. And finished off by Porter.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Burke with it. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Burke. 5 on the clock. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Jokic, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Millsap comes in for Green. Then for the Mavericks, Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Mike Powell comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Doncic is subbed in for Trey Burke. Porter. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And it's the Mavericks on the break. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks enjoying a... All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Well, now that the unicorn is healthy, Shaq, we're getting a better idea about the full potential of his game.
Yeah, he went from no playmakers in the...
And that should do it.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said is you can coach a lot of different ways. You can win a lot of different ways. But you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Porter. Then there's Gordon. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. The Nuggets trail by 12. The pass to Jokic, and Jokic slams it in.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. And it's sent back by Jokic.
And check out Jokic using not just his length, but also the timing. The offensive player better think twice next time.
And last year, Dallas gave Porzingis the contract he was looking for to the tune of $158 million.
And Greg, credit the Dallas organization for believing in Kristaps Porzingis' talent. And now credit Porzingis, because you have to share shot attempts and usage with Luka Doncic. What has he done? He's concentrated on better rebounding, better rim protecting. This guy is all in on winning, and what a combination these two guys can be.
Doncic left side. The Nuggets trail by 9. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. An outstanding defensive play to earn the mobile one block.
And that'll give them a jolt. Nothing like a rejection to light a fire under you.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Kicks it to Redick. Back to Doncic. His three-pointers off the mark.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Porzingis with the steal. One-on-one fast break. And the dunk by Doncic.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. To the paint. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
Runs in the pass to Redick. Porter against Brunson. Back to Redick. Lets it go with a three. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got 4 rebounds in this game. There's the three. Mavericks with the rebound. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. And Doncic gets it to go.
How about the vision from the young Latvian Porzingis, showing he really can read the floor and capitalize.
Harrison passes to Jokic. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. He dishes it to Gordon. Porzingis with the block.
This guy showing great potential as a rim protector. Porzingis a threat to block shots anywhere, anytime.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, he had trouble making shots in the first period, but rounding into himself here in the second.
Pass to Jokic. Porzingis with the steal. And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. Count it, good. Doncic has got the lead up to 13 now for Dallas.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Porter, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
You know, just using those long strides to just kind of knife through the teeth of the defense. Porter daring them to hit him on that one.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. And so he makes both from the line. Mavericks leading by 11. And here is Burke. Pass to Finney-Smith. Jacks up a three. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic just got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Fires at the elbow. Nice jump shot. Good. Jokic has got 13 points.
And this is why Jokic is an all-star, all-NBA caliber talent, because of his ability to dominate in an effortless fashion.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Mavericks lead by 9. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on Coach Mike Malone.
Raising a shot. No head.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. The Nuggets trail by 9. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Powell. Then there's Trey Burke. Then there's Richardson. And it's Cauley Stein in at the 5. Now Jokic. Denver calls timeout.
And no doubt Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Dallas making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now. We're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Those are the kinds of plays that win games. Really savvy D, and give him credit for looking to go straight up the court with it.
Here's Jokic. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Hardaway with it. Now guarded by Porter. Porter with the steal. And now Jokic pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Green is right there.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Burke looking over the floor. Richardson outside. Hardaway for 3. Another shot. Here's Porzingis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, there was so much hype around Kristaps Porzingis once he got off to a great start in his first year. And you just want to see him continue to grow and add dimensions to the offensive game every year. What's next? We'll see.
Paul Millsap's checked in for Jermichael Green. He can't get that one, so the Mavericks will take it the other way. Here's Richardson, and it's Richardson slamming it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Rivers passes to Jokic. Nice D from Porzingis.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside. And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
I think this is what we call, quote, running a team off the floor. They have been fantastic in transition.
Jokic. Nice D from Porzingis.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Outside, Porzingis. Burke kicks to Hardaway. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you've played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. And fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
Doncic outside. Shot from the top of the key. They get it back. Here's Porzingis, and he banks in the layup. Porzingis has got 4 points this quarter.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Here's Jokic. Millsap trying to get open. Nice D from Porzingis. Now the Mavericks with it. They're on a 12-4 run.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Mavericks.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
And not just a win tonight, guys, but a win on the season series as well, as they finish with 3 out of 4 games against this opponent.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Porzingis.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
Green against Porter. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brunson against Howard. Now here's Brunson. Defense right on him. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Powell. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Here's Bowl. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says it. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining. And we've got time.
Hey, Kevin, the Clip.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. And the upcoming schedule for the Mavericks. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And looking at the Minnesota matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. We've got Tim Hardaway Jr., Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the four-man position. And for Los Angeles, they've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Jackson in at the one. Porzingis on the follow.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
Now here's Jackson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York. George looking around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Sinks the three-pointer. Greg, as we come down the stretch of the regular season, teams are going back and forth and jousting for playoff position. So, Greg, probably as a player, you would watch who you might play and how they're faring as you go down the stretch.
Yeah, it matters. But for those teams who had injuries or a rough stretch, you start to focus on those road games and prepare to steal some in the playoffs. And so it's all about how you match up. What are our strengths compared to theirs, and conversely the weaknesses, and who's better at taking advantage. Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. The shot by George, wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Here's George following the score by Dallas. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. George against Richardson. Lock at 6. Puts up a 3. And Paul George with the 3. George has got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Clippers. The Mavericks have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And stolen by Richardson. Doncic against Jackson.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Doncic comes with the double team. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You too.
And here is Los Angeles now. Mavericks leading by 4. Here's Richardson. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
That's a beautiful move by Josh Richardson. And the defense, you got to be better than this. Can't allow a blow-by.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft. That or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Clippers with the ball. Clock at 4. Leonard the pass to Morris. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Morris has got his second bucket.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
Clippers trail by 4. Here's the break. There's Jackson with the three. Rebounded by Hardaway. Mavericks have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. And he makes that one.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Los Angeles has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And George kicks to Jackson. The three. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. "27 seconds left in the first quarter. Brunson scanning the floor. High post, Cauley-Stein. Back to Brunson from past the arc. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Here's Beverly. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
What crafty play from Beverly. Slips the shot in and ensures good contact for the foul.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And high-quality numbers for him all season long. How about 81 from the line?
And that one misses. He got it up. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. It's Dallas. They're up by 4. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
On the floor for Dallas, Willie Cauley-Stein is out there with Powell. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then there's Burke, and it's Redick in at the 3 spot.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Off target with his 3. Mavericks leading by 6.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the 2nd round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Now here's Rondo. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The layup off target. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. That's good from Burke on the assist from Cauley-Stein.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Poked away. Rondo passes to Kennard. Cans it from downtown. Kennard's got himself on the board with 3 there. And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, G.A., the lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
Redick, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Redick's got the lead up to 9 now for Dallas.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Kennard for 3. No good on the shot. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Here's Burke. Yes, that goes in. And now it's an 11-point Maverick lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
Patrick Beverly is a tone setter, someone who doesn't back down from anyone. I admire his confidence.
And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul. Jackson, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Pass to man. We've got 1:55 left in the first half of the game. It's good. Leonard's got his first bucket in this one.
This is what Leonard gives you. Reliable, productive, churns out positive plays.
Jackson against Doncic. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Man gets the bucket.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Doncic against Jackson. To the middle. And the dunk by Porzingis.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
Now here's Jackson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And here's George for three. And that one is off. And the Mavericks going the other way now.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
That's tipped. Here's Leonard. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Morris is checked in. And Dallas with a change here too. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Hardaway. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. The Mavericks shooting their first free throws of this. First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 11-point game. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
You know, sometimes you don't play up to your full potential. The important thing to figure out is what went wrong.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 9 seconds left now here in the second. Jackson looking it over. George way outside. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 8 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And Kenny, along with the incredible production Luka Doncic. Thanks for joining us.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the 5. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Leonard with the steal. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And you see Kawhi's hustle in transition, always putting himself in position to succeed.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
But they'll get another chance. Here's Zubac. Porzingis with the rebound.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Up again. Offensive rebound. Finney-Smith kicks to Richardson. Inside. Out to Hardaway. Shot clock at 5. Over Jackson. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds. But they still come up empty. The finish. And the dunk by Jackson.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
Doncic against Jackson. Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Back to Doncic. Dallas needs to get off a shot. No good from Finney-Smith.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Doncic feeling it out. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity.
That bucket in no time at all. George has got 9.
You need guys who can stretch the floor or the offense doesn't flow. Paul George is one of the best at it.
Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Reggie Jackson. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Theus, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Rondo's running. Kicks it to Beverly. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Beverly's got his second basket of the night.
I love this about Patrick Beverly. He's just a fighter. He's never going to back down.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. To the middle. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tools, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Here's Rondo, and it's in there. Rondo's got his first points in this one.
A pretty simple solution to ending this run. It would just be getting back and actually playing some defense.
He's a great shooter, but not just a gunner. JJ finding the open man.
Outside Batum. Pass to man. And here's Kennard. For the tie. It's rebounded by Dallas. Howell's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Brunson. And the layup is good. Now it's a 5-point Dallas lead.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Powell with the steal. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. And Burke has it in the corner. And it's off from 3-point range. And And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go. It's a hand on it.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backdoor.
3/4 of play in a close game here. Mavericks lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor for Dallas, Burke is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Melly in at the power forward. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Hate to see that. I know everyone's mind is on the play, but you've got to protect the ball.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Kennard. And then for Dallas, Porzingis is checked in for Powell. Hardaway comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. Here's man. Richardson covering. Zubac's in the post. He's against Porzingis. Second shot opportunity. Got a hand on it.
He's a factor defensively. He's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan. Josh gets off the floor quickly.
Here's man. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Up the floor. And it's Melly missing.
He liked to have that one back. That's easy money.
Now here's Beverly. Burke covering. Up it goes, and the Dallas lead is cut to just one in the basket from Beverly.
I like seeing Patrick Beverly attack the interior. Sometimes he becomes too perimeter oriented.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Richardson dishes to Burke. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
George is checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Patrick Beverly. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Doncic comes in for Josh Richardson. Jackson has the open look. No good from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Hardaway out to the right wing. Finney-Smith passes to Hardaway. He kicks to Burke. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. It's not going to go for him. So the Clippers will take it the other way. George, no good. Mavericks leading by 4. Stolen by Zubac. Morris right side. Here's George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Power move from PG-13. He's added a lot of muscle to his frame over the years, putting it to good use right there.
That free throw, no good.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Richardson, he's checked in for Burke. Now, here's Doncic. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Porzingis, and he lays it straight in. And the Mavericks lead by 5.
And a little contact won't go a long way against Porzingis. What a display of physicality.
Jackson from long range. And the Clippers miss again.
Low percentage shot from long range. Terrible decision, especially when you still have a chance to win this.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Drops in the tray.
And he can play the long-range game, the mid-range game. He takes it to the rack. Doncic is a versatile three-level scorer.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. To the inside. Hardaway against Leonard. From 15 feet away, off the left rim and out. Clippers trail by 8. Morris, left side. For 3. It's rebounded by Doncic.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Outside Jackson. Los Angeles with another miss.
Trying to shoot himself out of his slump, and it's not going well.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. Zubac against Porzingis. Doncic outside. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Richardson. Off target from outside.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
Los Angeles foul call. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9.
When you look at Richardson's skill set, you look at his size, you think, man, this guy could be a great 3-and-D player.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
Passes it to Beverly. Back to Rondo. Batum for 3. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about...
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. For our
this weekend. If your My Player is a 75 overall or lower, you can raise your ratings at Boot Camp, where double rep and exclusive prizes are waiting for you. On Wednesday, bounce your way to the cages, because all day long you can earn double rep. Next weekend, find a teammate and head to Rush 2v2.
And the starting lineups have concluded. So 2K Sports presents the NBA. D8.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Looking now at some numbers for Kawhi Leonard.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Aaron Gordon. Then it's Michael Porter. And for the Clippers, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at center. Gordon finds Porter. Back to Gordon. Fires the three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And in terms of intensity, they kind of took the night off. It looked like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah, you know, to me, I agree. They just never looked engaged, which is surprising considering how close the game ended up being.
Well, you know, the playoffs are right around the corner, Greg. Do you think any of these teams change their approach for playoff contenders?
Kev, you know, goal number 1 is health. I mean, outside of that, you're looking at seeding. You're trying to fine-tune, but you want to just get it dialed in and get ready for what's about to be a marathon run, you hope, in the postseason.
Find that fine-tuning.
Well, you don't see bigs with Jokic's skill level very often. His athleticism, very average, but he still can throw it down if he has to. There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Outside Porter. There's the pass to Millsap. Denver passing it around. Outside Porter. 5 to shoot. And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Nets.
Yeah, and you hate to lose the kind of game where it just seems like it gets away from you. They played good basketball for most of it, but then just collapsed and opened that door for the comeback.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Jackson kicks to George. Up top, Morris. And pushing it up, here's Denver. And Jokic throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Campazzo, guarded by Jackson. Back to Jokic. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Jokic has got 8 points.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Now, here is Morris. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Pass to Jokic. Porter in the corner. On the wing, Porter. 6 to shoot. Here's Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
A self-described country boy from the town of Samba, Serbia. Jokic grew up racing horses, no less.
Boy, those are some nice factoids, Greg. Well done. From stable boy and jockey, but as he grew, basketball made the most sense. And to this day, he still loves horses and actually still has a few back in Serbia.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Jumps up. And Jokic throws it down.
Guys, I like the hustle from Jokic. I mean, this guy knows exactly how to get to his spots in transition.
Batum passes to Beverly. And the jumper from down low is good.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Passes to Jokic. Green left side. Shoots from 12. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. And stolen by Gordon. Goes up. And then Rivers with the dunk.
And Gordon using his cat-like quickness there to disrupt the passing lanes, leading to the transition hoop.
Beverly the pass to Batum.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Nuggets. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. They get it back. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Hey, you know, guys, McGee has won back-to-back titles with the Warriors. You know, that's not too bad for a journeyman.
Both free throws good from McGee. Clippers trail by 8. Outside Rondo. Pass to Mann. The dish to Batum. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
You know, he's become more perimeter-oriented over time, but Nick Batum more than capable of scoring inside.
Jokic firing on all cylinders for Denver. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it...
You know, this game, it's a physical game.
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
So out there for the Nuggets right now, they've got JaVale McGee. Austin Rivers is out there with Harrison. And it's JaMychal Green. And it's Porter in at the 3. Rivers finds Porter. Green breaking loose. Doesn't go for him. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Here's Kennard. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Well, you know, Rondo's a multi-time league assist leader. If you're open, he's getting you the rock.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Harrison passes to Green. 4 on the clock. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Moves back up. And another shot. No good at the rim. Clippers trail by 4. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Green passes to McGee. Lays it up and banks it in.
Hey, there's a reason why he shoots such a high percentage, guys. I mean, he picks smart shots, high-quality shots, in close shots that he takes.
Kennard against Rivers. Lets it go from deep. Kennard's shot is off.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Green passes to McGee. Count it. And it's an 8-point Nugget lead. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. Here's Porter, and it's blocked.
A capable defensive player. That wingspan of Batum, really an asset in blocking shots.
Kennard, the bounce pass. He lobs it up, and the dunk by Batum.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
And he comes up with the deuce. Green's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nuggets.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Now the pass to Rondo. Here's Mann. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Kennard with the ball. Working on Green.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Porter looking it over. And finished off by Porter.
And once Porter has some momentum behind him, boy, he just rides it to the basket. An exceptional dunker of the ball.
Mann gets the bucket. Mann's got his first basket.
Man, what a pass that was there. He really, really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Outside Porter. 44 seconds left in the first half. Back to Rivers. Now Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Well, when you've got Porter's length, this is what you can do. It makes it easy to get to the rim for the throwdown.
Rivers against Kennard. Back to Rondo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on JaVale McGee.
You know, I still think Rondo is a great role player in the league. He knows he's out there to distribute the ball and provide leadership on the floor, and he does both really well.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Leonard with the steal. Got it up. And no good on the last second attempt this time.
He's smart on the defense.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. Some incredible work in this one by Nikola Jokic. He had 12 points and... That's all for now. Say good.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
They've got Paul George. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Jackson, and it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Good on that shot, and with that, the Nugget lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Leonard. The Nugget shooting at 50% in a decent group. Pass to Jokic. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Boy, it's a joy to see Jokic get the hot hand. A very efficient, multi-talented scorer. Knows how to dial it up a notch when he needs to.
Here's George. Again, Los Angeles.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Gordon finds Jokic. They get a hand on it. Back to Gordon. Shoots over Leonard. And that one comes up a bit short. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 4. Morris against Millsap. Launches a 3. Morris, no good.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And that one's good by Porter.
Hey, when you look at Jokic, forget about calling him a good passing big man. He's a great passer, period.
And drafted with the 41st pick back in 2014. How about this? Jokic, the definition of a sleeper pick. He was actually asleep when the Nuggets drafted him.
The story goes on that his brother called him.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Jokic passes to Gordon.
Well, I like the fact that Gordon shows you nice skill there in picking apart the defense on the screen and roll.
Clippers trail by 6. From deep, George. Jokic grabs the miss.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
And pushing it up is Denver. The Nuggets again in transition. Jokic against Zubac. Jokic kicks to Harrison. Back to Jokic. Just 5 to shoot. Down low. Gordon, the pass to Jokic. Over George. Jokic, no good.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Passes it to George. Back to Morris. Here's Zubac. The feed to Morris. And it's blocked by Gordon.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result.
So, for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Reggie Jackson. And Denver with a change here, too. Rivers, he's checked in for Harrison. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for him.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Leonard against Jokic. A second chance effort, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
You know, it took a little time for Jokic to understand how to draw contact and get himself to the foul line, but he's figured it out now.
And so he hits both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
It's good. Leonard's got 4 points this quarter.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Rivers in the corner. Stolen by Beverly. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Pass to Jokic. And Jokic throws it down hard.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop Jokic. I mean, this guy is a master at converting through tough defense.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. George passes to Batum. Beverly wide open from outside off the mark. Jokic against Kennard. And Jokic throws it down.
At his size, Jokic a threat to throw it down, showing you how dominant he can be inside.
And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Denver with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Austin Rivers is out there with Michael Porter, and it's Gordon in at the 3 spot.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
The Nuggets leading by 10. And here's Rivers. Outside Gordon. Shot clock at 6. And the pass to Jokic. Batum grabs the miss.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Now here's Kennard. Misses the 3. Rondo against Jokic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Nuggets. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Thursday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Nicholas Batum, and Marcus Morris subbed in for Luke Kennard. The Nuggets leading by 12. Here's Rivers. Outside Millsap. Back to Rivers. Denver passing it around. Kicks to Gordon. Pass to Jokic. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's
the
case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. Back to Rivers. Let's go. Morris with the rebound.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Yep, that one goes.
Beverly knows he's out there to pass the ball, guys. A skilled floor general. He really distributes it well.
Rivers looking over the floor. Pass to Millsap. Back to Porter. Now, here's Jokic. Zubac's defending.
Well, I love how crafty Jokic is. You know, he basically baits defenders into committing the foul once he gets deep position.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Denver.
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Paul George, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Porter with the steal, and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Paul Millsap picks one up.
And every single season, Paul George has kicked his game up another level. I think he's a premier two-way forward who gets it done at both ends.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Gordon. And here's Jokic. And foul on the shot. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Clippers trail by 10. And the wide open shot from Morris. No good on the 3. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for Denver. .106 left here in the fourth quarter. To the middle, deflects the pass. Stolen by Jackson, and they're moving it up. Here's Zubac, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Porter.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. For Denver, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Jokic against Zubac, and that one's good. Millsap.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
Offensive rebound, Jokic, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Jokic has a nice shot fake and did a good job that time getting the defenders up in the air and drawing the foul.
Both good from the line that time.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Howard against Beverly. The pass to Patterson. And he lobs it up toward the rim. And the ball travels out of his hands. It was last touched by Jokic. .16 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
And again, Denver no good. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this one. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
happening in 2K21? Stick with us to find out. Welcome to a new episode of 2K TV.
First, how about a chance to win some free VC?
A bunch of you keep in touch with
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Porter. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And for Dallas, we've got Hardaway. Richardson is out there with Doncic. And there's Porzingis. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4 slot. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it. Already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. Count that one.
And the body control on display there. Doncic looking determined to finish no matter the contact.
Outside, Porter. Jokic high post. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
The playmaking of Jokic, so incredible. Creating this inverted offense. Bones, for your money, does it matter what position your best playmaker occupies?
I don't think so. And Jokic might be the secret sauce to that, and proving that from the center position, much like Arvydas Sabonis and Vlade Divac before him, can impact and also frustrate opposing defenses because you can't stop the center from making these kind of plays.
Now here's Porzingis. Jokic grabs the miss.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Near the three-point line, it's Porter. It's rebounded by Dallas. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
Pushing it up. Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Now, here's Jokic. 29 points for him last game against Brooklyn. Outside for Millsap. To the paint. Gordon, the pass to Jokic. Porzingis with the block.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
And Doncic throws it down.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden. I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on it. Jokic with the bucket.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Brunson scanning the floor. Inside, here's Doncic.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Nicolo O'Malley comes in for Dwight Powell. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Josh Richardson. Gordon, the pass to Green. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Pass to Rivers. On the wing, Gordon. Poke loose. Now here's Redick, the fast break opportunity. And that one, good. Doncic has got 10.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Harrison kicks to Rivers. Here's the three. But they recover it. McGee dishes to Rivers. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Just 5 on the clock. Denver needs to get off a shot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Nine seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Brunson the pass to Burke. Redick with the three. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Dallas going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're shooting the ball so well in this one.
How many famous do I got for the love of the culture?
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. They've got Harrison. JaVale McGee is out there with Green. And it's Rivers. And it's Porter in at the small forward spot. Porter, he's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And Porter's height and length around the basket is going to help him create opportunities to score.
Rivers against Redick. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
That's their first of the game, though, so sharp passing has helped them to craft this lead.
Hardaway's checked in for Nicolo O'Malley. The Nuggets trail by 10. Outside, Porter. They kick it out to Green. And stolen by Burke. Pass break, Dallas. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, a big that can run the floor, so he can be a weapon in the fast break game.
Campazzo, Burke covering. Pass to Porter. To the inside. Green. And Green slams it in.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Campazzo, Burke covering. Campazzo had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And there's Burke. That's good on the assist from Redick. Burke's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, Redick more than happy to get off the ball that time and spot the open man.
And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Porzingis is checked in for Cauley-Stein. Powell comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Richardson in for J.J. Redick. The Nuggets also changing it up. Jokic has checked in for JaVale McGee. And Paul Millsap is subbed in for JaMychal Green. Powell in the high post. Passes it to Porzingis. Changes up, and it's good on the layup. Porzingis has got his second bucket tonight.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
The Nuggets trail by 16. Now, Jokic, providing around 26.5 points a game, rarely has an off night. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Tim Hardaway picks one up.
And Jokic carrying that standard for a superstar big man. For your money, though, Bones, is he the best true center in the game?
I don't think he's a true center in the sense, GA, that you can't really go down to the post and have him create his own offense by scoring the basketball. Of course, he's going to create plays for his teammates. I still think AD holds that title right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Doncic is checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Burke. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Here's Jokic. That one misses. Nice D from Porzingis. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Here's Rivers. And another miss by Denver. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. The drive by Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Porzingis.
Just have to stay down on any kind of pump fake. Once Jokic got him up in the air, he had him.
Nelly is checked in for the Mavericks. And Denver also making a switch. Harrison's checked in for Rivers.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Doncic against Jokic. Brunson the pass to Doncic. Fires from deep. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
And he can play the long-range game, the mid-range game. He takes it to the rack. Doncic is a versatile 3-level scorer.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Now here's Brunson. He's covered closely. Pass to Doncic. Gordon against Doncic. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Great block from Millsap, sending that one back.
Here's Jokic. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
And so it's the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. NBA, Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He ended up with 17 points. And that should do it with the second.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. Then there's Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney Smith in at the power forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile one block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently. How about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit, and I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
Doncic finds Richardson. Back to Doncic. Over Jokic. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Richardson. Doncic has got 21 in the game. The Nuggets trail by 19. And it's Jokic in the corner. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's foul number 2 for him.
I swear Jokic is out there playing with the watch on because of the timing aspect of his game.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Redick comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Burke in for Doncic. JaVale McGee's checked in for Denver. JaMychal Green comes in for Paul Millsap. He gets that one. Burke's got 6.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. To the paint, and stolen by Cauley-Stein. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Outside Porter. And the 3 off target.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Burke dishes to Cauley-Stein. Back to Burke. Outside Hardaway. 6 to shoot. And Redick kicks to Burke. Off target from 3-point range.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Finished off the break. Burke's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
Campazzo. They get it again. There's 1:40 left in the third quarter of the game. The feed to Green. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. He's got 6.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
And after some time over in France and the G League, JaMychal Green catching on as a steady NBA veteran.
In Memphis, the Grizzlies played him over Zach Randolph for some time. He's a guy that just keeps working and has found a niche now as his three-point shot has found more consistency in the NBA.
Redick surveying the D. McGee with the block. Right side, Gordon. The shot missing. And it's Dallas the other way. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Outside for Redick. With the putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Finney Smith's got his first basket of the night.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
Takes a 3. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Dallas leading by 21. Here's Burke. 10 points for him. Hardaway passes to Cauley-Stein. Back to Hardaway. Lets the three fly. He can't get it to go. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Dallas running away with this one. And time for the... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. A moment now to reset the lineups. Back to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Harrison out there with Austin Rivers, and it's Gordon in at the three slot. Porzingis on the foul.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Nuggets. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. And that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road. Pass to Powell. Richardson kicks to Doncic. Fires the three. That doesn't go either for Doncic.
Well, if he wants to make the defense work, he's got to start knocking down the threes. Only one so far in this game for him, and none since halftime.
Jokic inside. Powell's there. And it's Jokic missing. Dallas leading by 23. Doncic with it. And it's Gordon picking him up.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Rivers passes to Jokic. Jokic draws the double. In the corner, it's Gordon. Back to Jokic. And Jokic slams it in.
Man, Jokic is making all kinds of plays here tonight. Very aggressive on the offensive end.
And here's Brunson. Richardson outside. Back to Brunson. Dallas, no good that time either.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing. On that possession, they were all over him on the perimeter.
Powell finds Richardson. Dallas again missing. The Nuggets trail by 21. Here's Rivers. Sinks that one from the post. Rivers has got his first points of the night.
That's what you get with a bigger guard, a guy that can carve out a little bit more space, and Rivers does a good job that time.
Brunson the pass to Richardson. Lets it fly from 18. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Porzingis with the block. Doncic against Gordon. And Doncic, here we go. Powell, that's good.
And you got to respect Luka's passing skills. Just a multi-talented player who is all about sharing the basketball.
Doncic against Gordon. Porzingis with the steal. Doncic outside. Millsap with the steal. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. Rivers kicks to Harrison. Back to Rivers. Jokic on top. Denver passing it around. It's Rivers on the wing. 5 on the clock. Tipped away. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. A different look for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dwight Powell. And Hardaway is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. The Nuggets making a switch here.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for the Mavericks.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Luka Doncic.
Just does a great job of looking for space and then finding it. That's taking advantage of what the defense is giving you.
Passes to Doncic. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Nuggets on offense. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Rivers can't get it to go. And oh, what a play. He just palms the block. Hardaway kicks to Finney-Smith. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 21.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. This game may not have been the most exciting. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks.
Is it It's Pika, Gamer Keezy, Mario Mindset, or Ronnie 2K?
Congratulations, Gamer Keezy.
If you guess Gamer Keezy,
and here were the Clippers arriving earlier, getting mentally prepared to go to work on the road. The Margaret. And how about we check the numbers for him?
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Jackson. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. And for Dallas, Richardson is out there with Doncic. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 4. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Greg, tonight's game, like so many, could come down to the three-point shooting. There are debates as to whether that style alone can win you a championship. What do you think?
You know, there will never be a substitute for balance, but I just think with the evolution of the skill that we see in our game, the coaches and players being so smart, you do want to keep the opponents guessing, but let's face it, the three-point shot is here to stay. It's really simple math. 3 is more than 2.
And it's Leonard missing. Hardaway against Leonard. Out to Doncic. That 3 off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Leonard against Hardaway. Pass to George. Free throw line jump shot. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. George has got his second basket.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
Now, here is George. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against New York.
And it wasn't just the scoring. He also impacted the game on the glass. Terrific all-around effort.
George with the ball. Richardson covering. And George kicks to Jackson. Clock at 6. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
So it's the Mavericks now, after the basket by Los Angeles. Morris against Doncic. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And what's so impressive about Doncic, the maturity. Yes, he's polished, but he's got a completeness to his game at such a young age.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. The Clippers also changing it up. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Now Richardson. Paul George missing from long range. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Redick comes in for Doncic. And it's Burke in for Richardson. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for George. Here's Burke, following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Outside, Redick. To the middle, here's Powell, banked in off the glass.
This is just one of many areas where Redick has improved, reading the floor and finding his guys for good quality shots.
Kennard on the wing. Shoots over Redick, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Brunson kicks to Redick. Offline with his three. Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Rondo passes to Kennard. Plenty of space. The Mavericks pull it in.
It could be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
Here's Cauley Stein. 46 seconds left to play here in the first. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Passes it to Beverly. And here's Batum. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the game right now. And so he hits the technical free throw.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing. And his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there. Kind of a glue guy.
Nelly is checked in for Powell. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Mann's checked in. Brunson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Nice to see an assist by J.J. Redick, showing he can be a good secondary playmaker at the off-guard spot.
The pass to Mann. Here's Kennard. The tray connects from three-point range. Kennard's got his second bucket of the night. And here's Brunson. Outside for Redick. No good on the last second attempt there. It's the end of the first with a tie game here, and already these offenses are clicking. And we'll get going after this from the American. Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverly about his throwback stuff.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got Batum, Patrick Beverly out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Mann in at small forward. Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Richardson in for Trey Burke. Dash to Melly. He can't get that one to fall. Good work defensively by Morris. Here's Mann. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Jackson from long range. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
You know, a little inconsistent from deep when he first entered the league. Jackson now an emerging three-point threat.
Hardaway passes to Melly. Hardaway kicks to Richardson. Back to Hardaway. They get the rebound. Pass to Finney-Smith. Dallas, no good that time either. Clippers leading by 3. The shot by George, wide open. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Now here is Hardaway. Defense is right there. When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And when he's aggressive, watch out. Morris finishing through the contact, now going to the line to try and add one more.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Powell, he's checked in for Melly. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Reggie Jackson. They double him with George. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here are the Clippers now. Clippers leading by 9. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Count the basket.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
And with the monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by Los Angeles.
George looking around. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. A different look for Dallas. Billy Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Burke comes in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And then for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Kennard in for George.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, defensively, your mantra at this point has to be no easy buckets.
And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 10. No one near him. Uses the glass to drop it in. Brunson's got 6. 54 seconds left to play in the first half. Rondo against Brunson. Batum passes to Cousins. Cauley-Stein with the defensive effort. Mavericks shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Brunson, no good.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Kennard for 3. Not happening that time. His second miss in 5 shots. Cauley-Stein goes in. He kicks it to Powell. Leonard with the steal. Outside Rondo. Kennard for 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter suit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. And for the Clippers, the wing tandem of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George inviting history. And that...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Mavericks trail by 8. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Porzingis, Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4 spot. Richardson against George. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Hardaway dishes to Doncic. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Fires for 3. The offensive rebound.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Finney-Smith passes to Richardson. It's rebounded by Leonard. Clippers leading by 8.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Now, here is Morris. Tight defense on him. That shot off. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Nicolo O'Malley comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Doncic against Beverly. Shot from free throw range, and good. Got the Ingles that time as it falls. Doncic has got 10 points in the game. Clippers leading by 4. Outside, George. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Good on the bucket. George has got 4 this quarter.
So reliable. They've really leaned on him at the offensive end.
Doncic kicks to Richardson. Back to Doncic. Shoots from the high post. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Down low, Zubac. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Porzingis. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Burke dishes to Redick. Just 4 to shoot. Cauley Stein kicks to Redick. And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's his first foul. Clippers leading by 6. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. The shot's good from Kennard. 10 points for him.
One of the more instinctive passers over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
Now here's Cauley Stein. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
Well, what did Coach tell us? He wanted each guy to contest shots and rebound tonight. That's exactly what we just saw.
Kennard's shot is off.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Passes it to Burke. Lays it up off the glass.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
And there's the pass to Kennard. First trip to the line for him here. That free throw good from Kennard.
Sharpshooter Kennard is valuable. A guy who stretches the floor and works very hard.
On the Mavericks with some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Willie Cauley Stein. Hardaway is subbed in for J.J. Redick. The Clippers also making some changes. Morris comes in for Ivica Zubac. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And here is Los Angeles now. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Puts it up from 7. And too long on the shot. Fast break, Dallas. Burke with the ball. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Mavericks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And he knocks down the first one. Burke hits them both.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Rondo kicks to Morris. The third quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead by 6 and will return shortly. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, we've got Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard out there with Marcus Morris. That's Rajon Rondo, and it's Batum in at the 5 spot. Brunson with it. He's picked up by Rondo, and he gets it to go.
He's doing what he can do to pull them closer, but it's not enough. He needs more help.
Jackson with it. Powell with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Batum's running. Here's Jackson. And the shot is good. 8 points for Reggie Jackson.
Lots of contact. Jackson with the strength to power through. Something he didn't have when he first entered the league.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. A three-pointer off the mark. Mavericks trail by 9. Here's Burke. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. And that one, good. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Outside Jackson. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Back to Rondo. Inside. Left side, Batum. Kennard for 3. That one doesn't go. Good D by Hardaway.
His inability to make shots has not brought this team down. That shows you their resourcefulness.
Jackson from long range. Sinks the triple. And the Clippers lead by 10.
And there's that high arching bomb from Reggie. Way downtown this time. You see the development of his range.
Knocked loose. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Batum. A different look for Dallas. Zingas, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Richardson comes in for Burke. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. The Clippers also changing it up. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Kennard. And Georgia subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And here are the Clippers now. Clippers leading by 8. Leonard the pass to Jackson. Back to Leonard for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Richardson kicks to Hardaway. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Nicholas Batum. And the first one at the line is good. And the Clippers making a switch here. Zubac is checked in. Hardaway hits them both.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
Pass to George. We've got 1:55 left in the game. Outside Leonard. And good that time.
If you can't get Leonard a look inside, this is the next best thing. Terrific touch from mid-range.
Jackson against Doncic. And the rejection by Zubats. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Kristaps Porzingis. And stolen by Richardson. And here we go, the Mavericks in a fast break. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the fourth. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
That's what Jackson's doing right now. Supreme confidence in the clutch.
Doncic outside. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
No doubt about those free throws. This is why you put the ball in his hands.
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 1, and the bucket from Kristaps Porzingis. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable. And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Feeds it to George. Stolen. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And the dunk by Porzingis.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Now George. Oh, no good. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. Have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this...
And it's Jackson in at the point. And for the Nuggets, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then it's Michael Porter. Then it's Aaron Gordon. Millsap passes to Gordon to the inside. Jokic inside. Zubac's defending. Jokic, no good. Pulls up on the elbow. Jokic grabs the miss. Clark, with last season shortened, maybe some second-year players hitting the rookie wall for the first time here in 2021.
That's a good point. I mean, again, the carryover, people tend to look at this thing in compartments this season, this number of games, but there is carryover. I mean, teams that go through lengthy runs in the playoffs each year and then start up again oftentimes have fatigue battles that other players and teams don't. So that's real, the fatigue that carries over from season to season. Jokic is one of those new breed of positionless players. On any given night, he could lead the team in points, rebounds, or assists, or maybe all three, triple-double like.
Here's George, and no good that time. And it's Denver the other way. Jokic inside. Jackson on him. Back to Jokic. Millsap against Morris. To the middle. Stolen by Jackson. Gordon against Leonard. Pass to Jackson. Fires the three. Los Angeles with another miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Passes to Millsap at the elbow. Jokic. Stolen by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Jackson. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Outside Millsap. Lets the three fly. Millsap grabs the miss. Campazzo guarded by Jackson. Now Porter. He's coming off a 28-point game against Brooklyn. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And finished off by Porter.
Well, when you've got Porter's length, this is what you can do. It makes it easy to get to the rim for the throwdown.
Outside, George. There's the three. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. It's Rivers on the wing. And here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Hey, you can't forget about this now. Rondo's averaged double-digit assists multiple seasons. As good a passer as any in this league.
Jokic kicks to Harrison. Back to Jokic. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. The shot by Harrison, no good. The Clippers have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try, because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
and he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
George missing again.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Here's Jokic. 29 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
Here's George. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. He gets it up. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And they're making sure on this one, even though it...
And so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batum is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3 spot. The first free throw is good. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint. Harrison passes to McGee, and it's McGee with the jam.
You know, all McGee needs, guys, is good positioning. Once he has that, dunking the ball is elementary.
Here's Mann, defended by Gordon. Mann passes to Batum. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Rivers kicks to Harrison. Back to Rivers. Outside Gordon. Pass to Green. Over Batum. They get it back. The shot's good from McGee. McGee's got the lead up to 14 now for the Nuggets.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Kennard's shot is off.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Now the pass to Green. Rivers kicks to Green. Pass to Harrison. McGee against Cousins. Now let's take a moment to see the teams that lead the league in field goal percentage. 4th, the Nuggets.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
And the first one drops.
Well, you look at McGee and the career resurgence he's undergone, guys, outstanding. I mean, when he's been in the right situation, he's been very effective.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Nuggets.
Campazzo, defended by Beverly. Pass to Porter. Now Green. Campazzo. Stolen by Beverly. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Well, a chance to check out some stats for him. A different look for Denver. Jokic comes in for JaVale McGee. And Paul Millsap subbed in for Green. The Clippers also making some changes. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Kennard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show. Carving up the defense with excellent passes like there. Jokic, a big man with great vision.
We've got 1:18 left to play here in the half. Right side, Millsap. Kicks to Rivers. Denver passing it around. Jokic with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Here's Jackson. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
Fast hands that time earned Rondo the steal. Can't forget, he's been a league leader in that statistic before, too.
Zubats against Jokic. Lets it go from 14. And it's Millsap with the extra effort. And the Nuggets lead by 14.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Rivers in the corner. Pass to Jokic. And he gets the bucket. Jokic has got 8.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Yeah, they're cracking. Absolutely cracking and looking to pad that lead.
Morris outside. Jacks up a 3. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the... After 2 quarters, it's Denver out in front. They lead by 14. Kenny, what's your viewpoint?
Well, they...
And that should...
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One of the stories here, Jokic getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Then there's Gordon. Then it's Michael Porter. Leonard with the steal. Morris against Gordon. Morris looking over the floor. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
The kick out to Porter. Back to Jokic. There's the pass to Gordon. And here's Jokic. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Leonard. And the shot falls short this time. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. And the Nuggets with some changes. JaVale McGee's checked in for Jokic. Green comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Shaquille Harrison in for Porter. And then for Los Angeles, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Picked him clean. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Clippers making a switch here. Mann's checked in. Kennard on the wing. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. 5 to shoot. Stolen by Beverley. And now the Clippers on the break.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Green, the pass to McGee. Green breaking loose. Another shot. The feed now to McGee. On the wing, Gordon. Shot clock at 5. That one wide left. Clippers trail by 12. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
It's good on the putback.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Gordon dishes to McGee. Green breaking loose. McGee's shot is off. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Great positioning on the putback. Zubac has got his second basket of the game.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Down low. Stolen by Zubac. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And the shot goes in.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Gordon, the pass to McGee. Trying to end the drought. Green kicks to Harrison. Second chance shot. That one, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Beverly wide open. It's good from long range. And now just a 3-point Nugget lead.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
You know, it's taken a big run, but they were able to get back into this one. Very impressive. No quitting these guys.
Kennard for 3. Rebound by the Nuggets. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Nuggets on top of 5. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, The two stars, George and Leonard, fill up the forward slots. Reggie Jackson out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Morris in at the 5. And Morris has got the ball here for Los Angeles. Trailing by 5. Jackson from long range. It's hauled in by Jokic. Jokic has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. To the paint, here's Millsap. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got 3 assists tonight.
And I think this is where Millsap is most effective. Close to the rim. He has a commanding presence.
And the basket is good.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Jokic inside. He's covered by Leonard. Clippers trail by 5. Jackson looking it over. From the arc. Hits the three-point bomb.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Pass to Millsap. And here's Jokic, covered by Morris. Jokic against Rondo. Clock at 4. And that one's good, Jokic. And the Nuggets lead by 4.
Well, you got to do more than that to stop Jokic. I mean, this guy is a master at converting through tough defense.
George with no one around. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
For Denver, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Passes it to Rivers. Now, here's Porter. Jokic inside. Morris is there.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
They've been out-hustled. At this point, it's hard to see them recovering from that.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Zubats is checked in. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, Mike Malone talked to his team during that last time out. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Jokic with it. There's the dish to Gordon. Campazzo, he's covered by Rondo. Jokic passes to Gordon. Puts it up from 15. Here's Millsap. And the layup's good off the glass. Millsap's got 4 this quarter.
And that's why Millsap has all those zeros at the end of his pay stub, fellas. Comfortable stepping up, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the dunk by Zubats.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other.
And I tell you what, guys, that's a big play to make in a close game. Potential momentum builder there.
Denver passing it around. Here's Jokic. Another miss by Jokic. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Pass to Morris. It's in!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
Millsap passes to Jokic. He kicks it to Rivers. The Nuggets with a new 14. Leonard with the steal. And now the fast break. George with the ball. The pass to Rondo. Oh, Morris in position. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
Campazzo defended by George. Millsap passes to Jokic. Good work defensively by Morris. A deep three from Leonard. Misses there. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory. And thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it.